All right, welcome to the latest episode of the Corn Brew podcast. Rixe and I are going to jump right in. This episode, we're going to preview the AFC West. Our plan is to go ahead and probably once, maybe twice a week. We'll probably have to do twice a week to get it before the season. Preview a division in the NFL. We're going to start with the AFC, and then the first division we chose is the AFC West. The reason I want to start with them is because of the Hard Knocks, because I was watching the Raiders, and then I was like, we have to preview them first.
It's one of the top divisions in the league this year.
Yeah.
One of the most interesting, too. So
that's funny. So earlier I was thinking, I'd say it's one of like the top three.
Yeah.
Because the other one I thought would be
NFC North.
NFC North is one, and that's the Packers, Bears, Vikings, not Lions. They're all
and Lions. Vikings and Lions are in it.
Well, I know, but I was thinking like competitive teams.
Yeah.
I just think those three are definitely. There's a possibility that three NFC North teams end up in the playoffs.
So the both.
I'm saying there's a possibility.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah,
it could make sense.
It'd have to be weird with like who beat who and things like that. Yeah. The other one is the AFC East. So with Baltimore, Pittsburgh, or is that AFC North?
No, that's North.
Because
Patriots are AFC
East. Yeah. So AFC North, I think that's an interesting one. Steelers are always good. I think that's the top three one, and NFC North, and then this is the other. Just because the top two teams, and we'll get to it in a little bit, they have two really good teams in it. One cuff team and one just interesting to watch. But go ahead, Rix. What's the first team you wanted to start with?
All right. First, we'll start off with our Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos are an interesting team because you don't know what they're going to fully be on offense.
Yeah.
We know, like, on defense, like, they're going to be special. They're going to be, especially with Vic Fangio as the head coach. We saw what he did with Bears defense last year. And so having him running it with Von Miller, Bradley Chubb, I mean, it's going to be a special defensive team. But the only thing is, what can the offense do?
Yeah. Right now I'm looking, I don't know. Their offense, just full of question marks.
You got Flacco. We have no idea what Flacco's going to be like.
No.
He coasted in Baltimore for so long. Can he actually play still? But then at wide receiver, you have Cortland Sutton and Emmanuel Sanders, but we don't even know how healthy Emmanuel Sanders is. And Emmanuel Sanders and Cortland Sutton just got in a fist fight on the sideline.
Did they really?
Yeah. they came in their interview and said they're all good now.
Yeah.
They said competition was good, but the two offensive guys got in a fist fight. But right now on Broncos' depth chart, they don't even have on ESPN. They don't even have Emmanuel Sanders listed because his injury.
Yeah.
And so Cortland Sutton we thought was going to break out last year, but didn't really do much.
Yeah.
For that.
After they traded Demaryius Thomas. Yeah.
Yeah, especially as a fantasy player.
Yeah.
He didn't live up because he was one of the most hyped players to get, but didn't live up. So is he going to produce more? Yes, he was only a rookie.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what comes of that. But the offensive weapons besides Philip Lindsay, they're not there.
I've been hearing good things about you can go back to the depth chart. I've been hearing pretty good things about Freeman, that he's that he's going to be getting more carries this year. So that might be a nice balancing attack. But yeah, besides Philip Lindsay, and then from what people are saying about Royce Freeman, they really don't have much. Noah Fant is a question mark. Like, he's a rookie, and it's besides Gronk, like, rookie tight ends usually don't make that big of an impact.
Exactly.
Like, he'll be good in a couple years, but he needs to adjust to the NFL and realizing, like, you're not just a catching tight end.
The interesting with the Broncos tight ends, though, is they're all hurt. Jake Butt, he's hurt. Herman is hurt. Their undrafted rookie who was kind of making impact, he got hurt in last night's game. So now Noah Fant could really just step in and be the number one tight end almost by default because there is no one else really there.
Yeah.
But the question mark is Joe Flacco.
Yep. That's the thing, because, like, there's always something to say when a player leaves a team, just going to a new system. Obviously, he has some competition with Drew Lock, but I don't think he's ready to start this year. And even from the last preseason game, or their first preseason game, Vic Fangio said he needed to step up and play better. So, like, I think this is going to be a full year where he doesn't touch the field. I think if anything, they'll have Kevin Hogan start or like replace Flacco before they ever have Drew Lock do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's smart. I don't think they should push him in before he's ready.
No,
because he's definitely one where he needs to learn more.
Yeah, exactly. He needs to learn more, and that quarterback position is so important for the Broncos. It's something they've been messing up for years.
Yeah.
I mean, the Osweiler situation, that was terrible. Paxton Lynch, terrible. Trevor Siemian.
Yep.
I mean, besides Peyton Manning, and he was just
shelved himself toward the end. Yeah,
exactly. And so they haven't had a real quarterback in there forever.
Yeah.
So and now they have Flacco.
Yeah.
Drew Lock. They still haven't solved it yet.
Yeah, no, that's true. One positive for him is they got Jawan James from the Dolphins, so he'll be a good starting right tackle just to solidify the offensive line more. It's so often those offensive lineman signings they kind of get swept under the rug as not that big of a deal. And then we're just not forgetting about, but we haven't even mentioned, they do, and they always have, for the last few years, have had a great defense.
Oh, yeah. Their defense is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, they still have Von Miller. They got Bradley Chubb, who was ridiculously good last year. They signed Chris Harris, who was saying that he wanted to trade he either wanted to trade or he wanted to get a new deal. They gave him a new deal. They have a really good defense. So if Joe Flacco can just be half of what he was when he won the Super Bowl, like the team improved from last year.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to do much damage, but they improved from last year. How do you think their new coach is going to do?
I think the offense, it will struggle at times, but they'll have a good defense. I think once they get maybe next year, they'll be pretty close to what the Chicago Bears did last year.
Yeah.
Because they just need more years to develop their young group. Hopefully, Cortland Sutton can turn into something, but Drew Lock needs to develop. I don't think they'll ever be Super Bowl contenders with Flacco at the helm, just because it doesn't seem like the offensive weapons are around him. And I don't know if he has it in him. He really has the most to prove as an NFL quarterback this year.
Mm-hmm.
Because he got beat out by Lamar Jackson, who a lot of people's minds can't throw.
Yeah, that's very true.
And then the Ravens obviously had no interest in going back to him at all.
Yeah, oh no.
They were done with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
If he wants to continue playing in the NFL, he has to show, like, hey, I can do this. Or else he's going to become like Luke McCown or Ryan Fitzpatrick just bouncing around. But
and one thing I liked, and people kind of give him shit for it, but I liked when he said, I'm not here to help Drew Lock. He's here to win a starting position, which I liked because, like, at the end of the day, like, you don't want to go to a team and think and be that, like, you don't go into the NFL hoping to be a McCown or what Alex Smith is probably going to be this year, just helping Casey Keenum and Haskins or whatever. Haskins. So it's just, I like that he said he's competing to play.
Exactly. They have coaches there for a reason. He doesn't have to coach.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a quarterback's coach. He needs to come in here, focus on himself, do the best he possibly can. Not worry about helping this. I mean, there's a point being like a jerk and like a good teammate. But
I was going to say, at the end, he's still a teammate. You don't want to be Brett Favre to him.
Yeah.
No offense to your man, Brett Favre. Yeah. All right, so you have the schedule up right now, who they play. Let's go ahead and we'll go week by week, just real quick. Say if we think they're going to win. If we think they're going to lose, then we'll have their record at the end of it.
All right, so we have week one. They're at Oakland.
Yep.
I think they're going to win that game. I think they're going to catch Oakland week one. I think they're just a more veteran team, more put together team.
Yeah, and I agree too, because if you think about their strong suit is their defense, and when you look at the Raiders' offense, they have Antonio Brown, but he might not even be back.
No, he won't be back.
And we'll talk more about him too, but now there's a whole issue over the helmet he's wearing, so that's why he's not practicing, like just a bunch of bullshit. Mm-hmm. So their defense they're going to put pressure on Derek Carr, and we've seen in years past he doesn't make good decisions under pressure. He's going to release the ball way too early. Josh Jacobs is going to be going against a hell of a defense for his first NFL game. I just think they're too young. Yeah. Even on the defensive end, like their big players are rookies, like Josh Adams, Solomon that they drafted. So, I'm with you. I think they're going to lose this game. Win this game. I was thinking Raiders are going to lose. They're going to win this one. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I think it'll be pretty handy.
Week two, they are they have Chicago at home. I think they're going to win this all because of Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio ran the team last year. He knows the offense. Yeah. He knows what Matt Nagy is going to do. Mm-hmm. And I think
he coached against that defense every practice.
He's going to win just because of his time with Chicago last year. it'll be a low-scoring game, but the defense is going to win it all for them.
Yeah, and that's the thing is it's going to be a battle of defenses.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, who do you trust more to win a game, Trubisky or Joe Flacco?
Oh, that's a tough one.
It's a tough one, but I think Joe
like
Flacco.
Matt Nagy as offensive coach.
That's true.
And he puts Trubisky in all the right situations, but I think Flacco could do more by himself.
Yeah.
Trubisky fails when he has to make his decisions and make those plays, those decisions at the line. I think Flacco has more experience where if it does come down to it, I'd rather have Flacco.
Yeah, because I think it's going to come down to like both defenses are really good. They both have really decent running back. Tariq Cohen, is really good. We're hearing really good things about Montgomery. Lindsey and Freeman could be a good tandem in the backfield. So I think it's really going to come down to which quarterback can execute because neither team really have great receivers.
No.
So it's literally I feel like these are two identical teams going at it.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, no, I'm with you. I think it can go either way, but I'm feel comfortable saying the Broncos will win.
Next week 3, they're at Green Bay. A little bit of homers, but I just think Green Bay offensively will be able to put up enough points.
Yeah.
And week 3 is when they should start to come together. They'll have 2 games, and I think that's a tough game at Green Bay. I don't think their offense will be able to keep up.
The only thing, though, is Fangio did have 2 games against the Packers last year where he should have won both.
But that's brand new offense.
Yeah.
Brand new coach, brand new offense. So
yeah, that's true.
I understand that, but it's a whole new system.
Yeah.
Packers will have 2 games to kind of tweak things, and I think they're
and
going to
our
be
offense.
tough.
And last year,
our defense is brand new, too.
Our defense is brand new. They're much, much better, and which I think they'll wreak havoc on the Broncos offense. And I think our offense can do like the Broncos defense is good, but we're like Von Miller's great, but we're also in the same division as Khalil Mack, so it's not like we're not used to playing players like that. You know what I mean? And our offensive line is much, much better this year. So I think, I'm with you. I think they lose that one. So fuck the Broncos.
This one I kind of had a toss up with the Jags. It could go almost either way.
Yeah.
It all depends how Nick Foles does with the Jaguars, but I think it's a game that the Jaguars could come away with.
I think so too.
It's a toss up.
Yeah, and like you said, it all comes down to Nick Foles. The Jags defense is really good though, so I could see them forcing Joe Flacco to make a few mistakes.
I think the Jaguars adding a real quarterback could be dangerous.
Yeah,
because it takes pressure off the defense, and then they could get back to what they were 2 years ago. Fournette would be better, and I think they're going to surprise people and be a very competitive team. So I like Jags here.
Yeah,
I just don't have a lot of confidence in Denver's offense.
Yeah, and I was listening to the NFL Ringer podcast, and they were saying that the most dangerous thing for a team to do, for like to get better wise, I guess, so like the best thing for a team to do is to go from a terrible quarterback to an average quarterback.
Exactly.
So like if you go from average to great, like that's good, but that's not that much of a jump. Like the biggest jump you can make is Blake Bortles to Nick Foles.
Yeah, exactly.
Nick Foles isn't gonna be an MVP, but he's done well enough to win a Super Bowl. So yeah, no, I'm with you.
All right, keep going through this. At Colts, we'll talk about, at Chargers.
Yeah.
I think that's lost. We'll talk about Chargers more later, but I think Chargers are too good.
Yep.
Titans.
I'm with you on this one. Yeah.
Titans, they win versus the Titans.
Yeah, I think they're going to make who knows if Mariota's even going to play.
Yeah.
They might be playing Blaine Gabbert.
No, not Blaine Gabbert. Tannehill.
Oh, yeah, they got Tannehill now. Yeah, they might be playing Tannehill. So, who knows? Tannehill might be starting at that point.
Exactly. Obvious Chiefs loss.
Yeah.
We'll talk about them more later. At Colts, loss.
Yep.
Because I think Colts are going to be one of the best teams in the AFC with that offense. Granted, everyone's healthy.
Yep.
So as long as Colts are healthy with their defense and their offense, it's going to be.
And that's the thing is they're bringing back the same team. The rookie last year is ridiculous, and now they brought in another pass rusher with Justin Houston. Like I think, and I still have a feeling they might be the team that gets Eric Berry.
Yeah.
So.
For sure. That would be awesome.
All right, the next one you had were the Browns in Denver. I'm with you. We have a loss on here. I think the Browns' offense is just going to be too potent. They have a decent offensive line with a couple of holes, but I think for the most part they can hold off the pass rush. They have Chris Harris, and they have some other good corners, but they're going against Odell, Jarvis Landry. Njoku's been a bust so far this preseason or this training camp, but he can always step up.
Yeah, I mean, in the running backs that the Browns have, they're going to be a tough team, and their defense is no their defense is no slouch.
Yeah.
So. Then they're on the bye at Vikings. Vikings are going to be solid.
Yep.
So I put loss for Vikings.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
At the Bills, I put for a win.
Yep.
I think they get that game.
Yeah.
And then Chargers are back in Denver. I put a loss. I think Chargers are too good for them.
Yeah, I think they're too. But see, I think they're too good. But then we also if they steal one of these. One of these division games, it's not a surprise because division games, you always somehow play harder. Mm-hmm. So I'm with you. I think it's going to be a loss, but I'm not going to be surprised if they steal one from any of the teams.
The Chargers, I have mixed feelings. They could be really good. I guess we'll talk about them a little bit just next.
Yeah.
But they're one injury away from not being good at all.
Yep.
I think their offense is the depth is not there. Especially with Melvin Gordon, but we'll talk about more later. So it was a toss-up, but I thought the Chargers just bringing back almost the exact same team are going to take that one as well.
Yep.
Texans.
Yeah.
I put loss.
Yeah.
But I think they're a team that matches up pretty good.
Yep.
But you also got Hopkins and Watson.
Yeah.
And Fuller.
And their defense isn't bad.
No.
They got Clowney. They have Watt. So
has Clowney signed yet?
Oh yeah, I guess he's still. I heard he might end his holdout soon.
Yeah, I heard he just doesn't want to play any preseason or do training camp or anything like that.
Yeah, I think players should do training camp, but I just saw the thing at the start.
Brett Favre did that too.
Brett Favre. Yeah. There's a big difference between Clowney and Brett Favre. Brett Favre was like 40 fucking years old. But they also said too, this is Aaron Donald's first training camp since 2016.
Jeez.
So obviously training camp's important, but the thing is though, Clowney's not on Donald level at all.
No.
There's tier 1 with Donald, tier 2 with other players. He's tier 3, if anything. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm with you.
I put a loss, but that's one of those I couldn't make up my mind. They're gonna be close.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good game.
If the Texas O-line sucks like they did last year, the defense could eat apart Deshaun Watson quickly.
Yeah. So that was gonna be a tough one for sure. So but I thought I gave the Texans just because their offense is a little bit better.
Yeah.
And we have no idea what the Broncos' offense is going to look like at all.
Yeah. No, for sure. All right, then the next one we had is at Kansas City. I'm with you on this, just a loss. Patrick Mahomes, just the offense is too good. And I think if they do steal a division game, it's not going to be against I think it'll be against the Chargers before it's against the Chiefs.
And then the last two I gave beat the Lions. I think the Lions will be just battered up, not really in playoff contention.
Yeah, not care very much.
And so I think the Broncos will steal a game here.
Yep.
And then I put loss for the Raiders because I thought, I don't know, I think they split with the Raiders, but now maybe we'll have to see what the Raiders are like at the end of the season.
Yeah.
But I wasn't fully confident that the Broncos were going to beat the Raiders both times.
Yeah. But
the Raiders could be totally out of playoff contention. They could be playing no one in this game.
Yeah.
So this is a meaningless game.
Yeah.
According to our records, because right now, Broncos would have 5 wins.
Yep.
That's nowhere close to playoffs.
Yeah.
Raiders are kind of the same boat. You'll see when we go over their schedule.
Yeah.
So this is a meaningless game, but I gave the Raiders the win.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I think these two teams are pretty evenly, overall team-wise, they're evenly matched. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to split it. So, yeah, if, let's say, the Raiders win the first game, I think the Broncos win the last one. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's not going to make or break their season. So right now we have them finishing up at 5-11, which definitely keeps them way out of playoff contention and probably at the bottom of their division, battling
Raiders.
For bottom. Yeah. So when we get to the end, we think we'll talk about it at the end, but we think they'll be towards the bottom of their division. And then before we move on to the next team, we want to just go ahead and just go over players to watch. This is just for fantasy-wise too. Players to watch for fantasy, players to stay away from for fantasy, and just people that maybe were just confident that they're going to have a really good season. So who's a player for you to watch?
The only person that I would really kind of like to see is Noah Fant.
Yeah.
Especially in fantasy, the tight end position besides the top 3 guys.
Yep.
Of Kelsey, Kittle,
Ertz.
And Ertz.
Yeah.
Everyone else, it's you don't know who else. And if you're going to pay up and go get a Kelsey, which good for you, he's the best tight end. He's going to be phenomenal. But Fant could be one of those guys. Flacco loved his tight ends.
Yep.
And he's a good big body, and they really don't have any other receivers.
Yeah.
Sanders, I don't know if he's going to be fully healthy this year. Cortland Sutton hasn't really proved anything yet. I know it's only his second year, but he'll be gaining number one priority.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if he can fully do that. The run game, I feel like they're going to be a ground and pound team.
Yep.
But then tight ends are always up the middle.
Yeah.
Especially for a Flacco type, I think could be dangerous. So if I had to pick a Bronco, I mean, obviously everyone loves Philip Lindsay.
Yeah.
But then is he going to get his carries? Is he going to split?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I've heard too. Is I think they might be going more towards running back by committee, which is going to lower his productivity a little bit.
There's a lot of other running backs out there. So if I had to pick one Bronco, I like Noah Fant. Yeah. But once again, we have to wait for that to see how that develops.
Yeah, and the same thing with Lindsay. We say this about a lot of teams and players that it honestly might be bullshit towards the end, but he came in as an undrafted free agent, so he's good. But they have a whole season of tape on him. I know it's different between that's a bigger deal for quarterbacks, but still with running backs, you get used to the plays, how they like to hit their hole, what cuts they make more frequently. So it's just being aware of that stuff. It just helps, but. I think he's going to be good, but just from stuff I've been hearing from Freeman, they also have a pretty good rookie on their team that I heard just might take a couple carries, nothing crazy. But, I would pick Lindsay depending on where he is. And all this is where they're at in the draft.
And I'm fully confident in Broncos O-line. I know it is what it is, but Noah Fant is the Bronco I'm most looking forward to. But I also like Sutton if he falls way deep.
Yep.
Exactly.
And that's the same with Sanders too, because they might, since he did have that injury last year, he might fall further down. He might be a good pickup to have. One person that I see it on screen now too, I think you might be getting to this, but one person I would like, there's a lot of other quarterbacks I'd rather have before Flacco.
Oh,
yeah. So he wouldn't be one. I'd take his predecessor over him with just Lamar Jackson and a lot of others.
He could be a guy you pick up just for a week when your quarterback's on bye.
Yeah.
He has a good matchup.
Yeah.
They're going to be a team to keep your eye out because the biggest question mark, this whole thing could change if Flacco's halfway competitive.
Yeah.
If he is halfway decent quarterback, my whole predictions on schedule goes out the window.
Yep. I was going to say, because then you could look at teams with like the Texan game, the last Raiders game. Those could easily be wins for them. And even against maybe like the Colts or the Vikings is another competitive one. They could really easily go from a 5-11 team to 9-7, 10-6 if Flacco's above average or even average. No, I'm with you for sure. All right, let's go to our next team you have up on the screen right now are I was about to say San Diego, the Los Angeles Chargers, not San Diego anymore. Sorry, Bendel. So right now we're looking at the roster. Obviously, we can start with the biggest thing of the season right now, and that's just Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
Is he going to play? Is he not going to play? But
he's going to have to budge. He has zero power in this.
Yeah.
Because the Chargers, he got hurt last year.
Yeah.
They were still very competitive. They have Austin Eckler.
Yeah.
Who is very good. You have Justin Jackson, who's a second-year back, who they're loving.
Yeah.
He's like almost their Darren Sproles. Years ago.
Yeah.
They're loving him. And Philip Rivers says, hey, we're good. We have depth at running back.
Yep.
Philip Rivers is saying, if you want to be here, I'm like, okay.
And now I'm just annoyed with him too because it's not like they didn't offer him a contract. Like they offered him a $10 million a year contract. I get it. You want Todd Gurley money, $14 million, but we just saw how that's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Like you can't expect a team that just gave him $14 million, who barely played him in the Super Bowl, barely played him in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they realize that's a mistake.
He got hurt last year. I think that's where he's trying to do it.
Yeah.
But I get you want your money, but
take the $10 million.
It's not there.
No.
It's not NFL. The NFL is not built around running backs anymore.
Yeah.
It is not where workhorse guys come through.
Yeah.
It is committees.
Yep.
Yes, I know you want to take your money when you can.
Yeah.
But $10 million a year, dude. Come on.
That's a lot.
They're trying to say they're NBA. They want NBA money. That's not realistic.
Not possible. You have to pay 53 players.
53 players, all the coaches, all the training staff.
Yeah.
It just so much more money has to be spread out.
Yeah.
NBA, you have 15 guys max.
Yeah.
And you only really pay 2 guys on that team.
Yeah. And I was gonna say in the NBA it's different. Like you have LeBron, you're a playoff team. You can strip this whole team and you take away Keenan Allen, Phillip Rivers, Joey Bosa, and put Melvin Gordon on there and give them one of those contracts. They're not a playoff team.
No, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like it takes more than one player. The NBA is different. You can have one player and contend for the title.
Yeah. Sorry, this is your sport. This is how your sport works.
Yeah.
He's not going to get that money.
Yeah.
The Chargers are smarter than that.
Yeah.
They say, hey, we'll give you $10 million.
Yeah.
If you want it, take it. If not, I guess we'll have to move on.
So what do you think? Do you think because they denied him being able to seek out trade offer. Yeah. So it's not like they're going to trade him. Who do you think gives in? Melvin Gordon, or do you think? Yeah, because it's not like he's Le'Veon Bell where he's had years where he's collected money. He's only been in the league 3 years. Granted, I know he has millions of dollars, but compared to probably shit he's been spending money on,
you have to. He's not. Le'Veon Bell was the top back in the league when he pulled this thing.
Yep.
And no one budged.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have to budge.
Yeah. No, I'm with you for sure. All right, so let's go. Let's talk about some other key players on the team. Obviously, Phillip Rivers, Mr. 20 kids, is he's still a really good quarterback. He's going to lead the team. I think the team overall is really good. You go down, like we said, Melvin Gordon's out, but you still have Austin Eckler, Justin Jackson. Those are really good running backs that can definitely, even if you do it by committee, they'll be fine. And obviously, if you have Derek Watt as your fullback, if you have any Watt on your team, you're an automatic Super Bowl contender. But yeah, just looking at the team, the biggest thing, they lost Williams to the Raiders. Yeah. That was a speed guy for him, but they still have Keenan Allen. They still have Mike Williams. They got Jason Moore in the draft, or he's a rookie coming in. Travis Benjamin. So they have some decent receivers with Phillip Rivers as your quarterback.
I'll look at fantasy right away since you said they lost the other Williams, Tyrell Williams.
Yeah.
Mike Williams in the red zone.
Yeah.
He's going to be huge.
Yeah.
He's going to be a big body.
Yep.
So I think last year he had a good season.
Yeah.
You just could never predict.
I would say he was super inconsistent.
But Tyrell, if he takes with that deep ball, there's some more targets.
Yeah.
And in the red zone, if you don't have your Melvin Gordon,
you
got more opportunities for Phillip Rivers to throw. Keenan Allen, yes, he's a smaller guy.
Yeah.
Mike Williams is your big jump up, go get that ball. Interesting pickup
for sure
to look forward to and look at, especially red zone targets is why I like him.
Yeah.
Hopefully he carves out a bigger role.
Yeah. And there's one person too that's kind of becoming the Tyler Eifert for me is Hunter Henry. He's always a player that they say is going to have a breakout year. He always ends up getting hurt. But Hunter Henry's had a healthy offseason. Mm-hmm. Virgil Green's still on the team. Those are pretty good tight ends that Phillip Rivers can look to. If Hunter Henry can stay healthy, that's another big weapon for the team that they didn't have last year.
Yeah, they're all Kevin Wisenhunt came out recently and said he's going to have a big role. He's ready to play. He's healthy. So
we'll have to see what happens.
I don't know if I like taking the chance on him. He always breaks your heart. I took him last year. Broke my heart.
Exactly.
So,
and then they always get overlooked just because we're so used to talking about their offense, but their defense has some solid people.
Oh,
they got Joey Bosa, who's a stud. He's going to be getting paid very shortly. Melvin Ingram, even Brandon Mebane, can't talk. Perryman's on there. Our beloved Casey Hayward, who we never should have let go. Derwin James is going into his second year, who was a stud last year.
I wanted him so bad.
I know, Jair Alexander, you're good. I'm glad you're on our team. I wish he had Derwin James.
Oh my gosh,
he's a freak.
But I think the Packers solved that issue this year with their safeties with Amos and Savage. So, so maybe we won't miss it as much. But last year, the plays that Derwin James made as a rookie, phenomenal. He's a big dude.
Yeah,
almost a linebacker playing safety. So love to have him there.
Yeah, and I think we I shouldn't go on the Packers too much, but I was saying I think Amos gives solid defense. He's not going to make huge plays. That's why I think Darnell's in, because he'll be that explosive guy. Yep. But before we start going off on the Packers, I think this team overall, they have a solid defense. There are going to be some problems for the team. So we'll see what happens.
Is this Thomas Davis, the same team that played for Carolina?
It might be. I'm not sure.
He was.
Being able to call someone else old man for the first time. Oh, it's a great feeling, when I can.
Oh, let's see.
I think so. Because, they let him go.
Or bio, maybe. Where you go, stats. Yeah. Oh, so you added Thomas Davis from Carolina, who's always been. I loved him. Put with Luke Kuechly, so that's a good pickup to put in your linebacker core.
Yeah.
So, should they just got better on with their defense? I mean, they're going to be solid.
Yeah.
It's going to be a solid defense, and so.
And that rookie, they have that rookie too, Miki will be decent. I don't know. They got Jerry Tillery, who's be a good added to their defensive line, and that's where they struggled last year. They're outs like Joey Bosa was a great DN, but they really struggled on the interior of their defensive line. They kept. I'm trying to think. But yeah, they added him to it. There's somebody on the team I wanted the Packers to pick up. I can't remember who it is right now for some reason.
Is it Corey? The Corey guy?
Probably, yeah.
But he's still unsigned.
Still unsigned?
Yeah. He had the 2 biceps tears, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I gotcha. All right, so yeah, I think this team's pretty good. We can jump right into their schedules, see where they end up. And again, our schedules are very easily could go either way, just always depending on what team they get win, and then divisions I think are always big ones.
All right, so start off week one.
Yep.
They have Indy in LA. I think kind of rumors with Indy with their injuries and trying. They always start slow.
Yep.
They're starting slow, so I think that's an easy win for the Chargers there.
Yep.
But we don't want to talk about Indy too much. At Detroit, I think
they win.
Yeah. They're just a little bit better. Detroit, I think.
Detroit improved defensively with Mike Daniels. Sorry, you're not on the Packers anymore. Trey Flowers. But I don't think they really did too much offensively to be that good. They lost Golden Tate last year. They still have their running back, Johnson.
Curse just leg destroyed.
Yeah, they should just cut that off.
Oh my gosh, that was nasty.
We mentioned maybe they go get the Michael Crabtree or something.
It and you like legs flopping around, Google Javon Curse leg.
Yeah. Disgusting.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm with you. I just think their offense. They don't have enough offense to beat them.
Week 3, Texans. I think it's a win.
I think it's a win too. Again, I think their defense. I think it's just an overall better team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Texans have a good enough offensive line right now.
Yeah.
I think that's just where they're going to struggle.
I think Texans and Chargers actually match up pretty well, but it's like a big brother, little brother kind of thing. They're very similar, but the Chargers are just a little bit better. At it.
And it's funny you say big brother, little brother, because that's what I think of when I think of J.J. Watt and Joey Bosa.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think, like, right now, if I was picking a player to be on my team, I'd pick Joey Bosa just because he's younger. But I think skill set-wise, I was J.J.'s Watt's better. Yeah. But, so, yeah, no, I'm with you there. I think they're just more experienced. They're an older team. They're going to know how to get stuff done.
Oh. Then we got Miami. I think it's an easy win, especially in L.A. Miami's going to be terrible.
Yeah. Oh. Gosh. I don't know what that was. I don't know why that fell. Yeah. That was weird.
Des.
Yeah, she's probably jumping upstairs. Freak.
We talked about Denver. That's a win. I don't think Denver can keep up with them offensively.
No.
This one was kind of those toss-ups.
Yep.
I put a loss for Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And I didn't know where to go, but I kind of thought Pittsburgh could steal this game.
Yeah. I think
it's like you have a 5-game win streak. You're 5-0. That's usually when teams start to get complacent a little bit and they lose one.
Yeah.
So at 5-0, Pittsburgh comes into town. You got Big Ben, Juju, Washington, opposite of Juju.
Yeah. And that's the guy that's going to have to really win it for him because Casey Hayward is right now a shutdown quarterback. Like, I think Juju's good enough to get his yards, but he'll definitely limit what he can do. So I think James Conner and Washington are going to be big factors in that game.
With adding their rookie, his name is slipping my mind, out of Michigan though. That linebacker,
Devin Bush.
Yeah, he helps that Pittsburgh defense. He's the new signal caller. He helps makes that team a whole. Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting to see if AB is missing in Pittsburgh or not.
Yeah.
But I think with Big Ben, his presence and his ability, I think they still won from the Chargers. Close game, could go either way, but I like the Pittsburgh here.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And like with the Chargers too, this is usually their MO is like they have a really good stretch and then lose a game they should have won. So I could see them being up like a touchdown or like 10 points against Pittsburgh and then them pulling the Chargers and something happens where they lose it. They always win games they shouldn't, or they should, or like they win games, tough games, and then they lose games that they should easily win. You know what I mean? Like I would not be surprised at all if they lose to the Dolphins, just because that's just what the Chargers do. The next team that we have up there, so right now we have them at 5-1. So after they play the Steelers, they go on to the Tennessee Titans. We have this as a win right now. We just think again with the Titans, you never know what team you're getting. Mariota might not be playing; they might be playing Tannehill, and this defense I think is just going to tear them apart.
Yeah,
it's a new system now. Obviously, the Packers took Matt LaFleur from them, so they have a new offense. Derrick Henry's very inconsistent. Deion Lewis he's a passing back. He'll do some run plays, but their offense isn't consistent enough to be up against a defense like this. And even their defense isn't that strong to stop Keenan Allen. Even if Melvin Gordon's not back, Austin Eckler's good. Phillip Rivers is going to pick a defense like this apart. So we have this as a win, which brings us to the next week, which is against the Chicago Bears. So, Rick, what'd you have for that one?
I put loss. But once again, I think they're a team that matches up pretty good. It'll all have to be who. I mean, in Chicago, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough environment.
Yep.
But once again, what Chicago Bears offense shows up?
Yep.
I mean, their defense is going to be good. We know that.
Yeah.
And so this one, I didn't really know what to put. I put loss.
Yeah.
But it could go either way.
It really could. And this is one where this is going to push them either because we have their loss now. So, again, if something happens, I wouldn't be surprised if they finish 11-5.
Yeah. And then, once again, I put Green Bay, a little bit of a homer. But I just think Green Bay could steal this.
Yeah.
I mean, you're halfway through the season just about. Green Bay's going to figure it out. I think Rodgers is going to be able to pick them apart.
Yeah.
I think our defense is good enough. And the Chargers, one thing I don't like about them is the depth is not really there.
Yeah.
If Keenan Allen goes out, now you're not scared of their offensive weapons like wide receivers at all.
Yeah.
Hunter Henry goes out, now you have no tight end really.
And especially if Melvin Gordon's not playing, if something happens to Eckler or if we even just shut down Eckler, because our defense is going to be tough. Our defensive line went from our worst attribute to our best skills team next year. So we have players on the inside that could really stop that. If we put Jair Alexander on Keenan Allen, even if he's playing, I just think, and even on the defensive end, they have Derwin James and Casey Hayward, but Devontae Adams has shown he'll beat corners. So it doesn't matter. He'll still get his touchdown. And that opens up stuff for MVS and Geronimo Allison and Aaron. I don't know. I think we match up a little bit better with this team. Yeah. So I'm with you. And again, though, if the Chargers beat us, I would not be surprised.
Exactly. It's a toss-up. A little bit of homer, but
yeah.
And the next one, easy at Oakland.
I think
they're just too good.
Yeah.
And then KC, I put a loss. I mean, it's going to almost be. I mean, we saw last year when KC played in LA. It was a home game, very much. It was all Kansas City fans.
Yeah.
And I think so. You can't even put home field advantage. KC fans will be there. They'll be cheering.
And that's going to be the same thing when
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I mean,
when
Tyreek Hill shouldn't be there, but he is.
Yeah.
That's a different story.
Hopefully he breaks a leg.
Kelsey, I mean, it's going to be hard to stop that KC offense.
Yeah.
I think their defense, they only lose because KC will score more points.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, and I guess we'll get to this for the next game against KC, but the next one, Broncos, we have that as a win. I'm with you on that. I think they definitely get that one taken care of.
I put at Jacksonville.
Yep.
But I want to change my mind from when I made this list. I think it's a win.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I put a loss originally. I don't know why I've been thinking so highly of the Jacksonville when I was making these lists, but
I think this team just overall is better than Jacksonville. They have a good defense, and their offense is just too much of a question mark right now. The next one we have is Minnesota. We have that as a loss. I'm with that one's tough. That one could go either way, but I think with just Minnesota's defense is always really good. Keeping Anthony Barr, I think, is a really big thing for them that is going under the radar, but I think that's a huge keep.
When I put Minnesota, I guess we'll have to say that for NFC North, but they could be really good depending how their new offensive line fits.
Yeah.
And if Joey Bosa is healthy, I mean, Kirk Cousins struggles under pressure. So if their defense can put pressure on Kirk Cousins, this is an easy win for them.
Yeah.
And so it all depends on Minnesota's offensive line, but I don't know. Chargers are a team that I always felt can be super good, but then next week, not so good.
Yeah.
A little bit inconsistent, but I thought Zimmer gets the job done and they steal it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. All right, let's go to the next one. Oakland. We both had this easy W. We think Chargers definitely win this one easily. So that puts them right now at 10 wins, right?
Yep.
Or
no, 11 wins.
Probably 11 wins. I just probably forgot to mark one. And then, 11 wins. And then right now our last game, which right now we have against Kansas City, which is a loss. Part of me thinks that Kansas City could already have even home field advantage clinched in the playoffs, where this game is an important one. I could see them maybe even benching Patrick Mahomes or somebody like that, benching some of their starters. And so I think this would be a game where the Chargers are playing all their stars to get in the playoffs. Kansas City is resting some. It depends, though.
It depends.
And
but I think if they're fighting if Casey has anything to gain, I think they're winning.
Yeah.
Because I think Patrick Mahomes is way better.
Yeah.
And I think Andy Reid's a better coach.
Yep.
And
I'm with you.
Yeah, I think if Kansas City has anything to gain, this is going to be Kansas City win.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. But again, I think the one thing is just they split last year. I could see them splitting again. I predict the loss just like you do. But again, if they win, I'm not surprised. We already mentioned for key players where Mike Williams, especially in the red zone. You have up here Justin Jackson. We've mentioned before, even when Eckler was out last year, he came in, he stepped up, and he performed really well. So he'd be one to keep an eye on, especially for fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
And then Keenan Allen, for me, how do you feel about drafting him? He's always hit or miss. I had him last year. Some games he scores 0. Some games he'd be targeted 13 times and get me 100 points. Or not 100 points, but.
Because where he's projected to be drafted at and what you get back out of him, I don't like him. He just doesn't – he's not consistent enough for me.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't count on him ever.
Yeah. And very injury prone, too.
Yeah.
Always hurt.
But his injuries are weird injuries, too.
Like that lung one he had?
Yeah, lung, and he had a hip, and it just – a lot of his injuries weren't lasting ones, but it's just weird.
Yeah.
I don't like Keenan Allen. He's too unpredictable for me. I'd rather go get another running back or someone else, but he's just never worth the price tag.
Yeah. Someone who might not have those random explosion games will be more consistent.
Yeah.
For sure.
I like – especially when you draft, if Melvin Gordon's on the team, go get Eckler.
Yeah.
He's going to be used. He's going to be used a lot.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be excellent pickup, but as soon as Melvin Gordon, he's now number 2, and so don't draft him too high because if Melvin Gordon comes back, where does Eckler fit in that whole offense?
Yep.
So that's the thing you got to be cautious for is if you draft Eckler, be prepared to have your heart broken when Melvin Gordon comes back.
Yeah, but we also saw that last year, James Conner and Le'Veon Bell. We saw how that turned out. So Le'Veon never came back, and right now I have a feeling that's what Gordon's going to do.
Melvin Gordon, where would you draft him? Say you draft in week. He's still not signed. Where would you draft him? What round would you feel I am taking this risk?
So right now I'm thinking I'm going to go just when we're drafting between weeks 3 and then 4 of the preseason. I would draft him. I'd feel comfortable. Oh, son of a bitch. I'd probably say 3rd or 4th round.
3rd round. Wow.
That'd be if I'm like the last pick in the 3rd round.
3rd round.
I would risk it. It all depends what headlines come out.
You might get a Travis Kelce at the 3rd round.
It all depends what my team. Yeah, it all depends what my team's looking like. I'd say I would for sure, like 3rd round be a stretch. I for sure 4th round because if he does come back, that changes your whole team. Like that's a make or break.
You could have 2-star running backs.
Yeah.
Already, plus him.
Yeah.
Fifth, like if I was anywhere near like the beginning of the 5th round, that'd be easy pick.
Yeah.
I would if I lost the 5th round because I took a chance on Gordon, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
3rd round, that's
it's risky. But if I get Ezekiel and then I get like a top receiver, I wouldn't even. I just said Ezekiel, another bad player to draft. If I get like, let's say Barkley or Kamara, if I get him, I get a decent receiver, and I just think, well, those two can carry a team. Like, let me risk it on here, and I'll try to get some sleepers later on. But, 3rd round is definitely risky. It all depends where I am in the 3rd round.
Yeah, and what reports come out.
Yeah.
It all could change.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay.
That's a good question.
But if he's there 5th round, please take him. Please.
Oh, for sure.
He'll be a top running back.
Yeah.
If he comes back. So,
absolutely.
If he's still in your league at 5th, don't wait any longer. Just steal him up. Even 4th. 4th is risky. Is a good time grab, too.
Yeah. All right, let's go to our next team. So far, we have the Broncos at 10-6. We have the Broncos at 5-11. We have the Chargers at 10-6, and now we're going to our next team, which are the Oakland Raiders. Excuse me. So we're looking at this.
One of the top teams this offseason, most talked about teams.
Yeah.
And now I re-looked at their depth chart. I'm not too impressed at all.
No.
I mean, besides Antonio Brown, but let's talk about that whole fiasco. Antonio Brown got a steal for him.
Yeah.
Love the pick.
Yep.
But now
they didn't give much. They didn't give up much to get him. They gave first? They didn't even give up a first rounder.
No.
Yeah, that's crazy. Granted, they had to sign him to extension, and you're getting all this diva stuff. Because right now we look, he's been barely practicing because he has frostbite on his feet because he didn't wear the correct shoes going to a cryo tank. So that's his fault again. And right now he's not practicing. More so, he's kind of – so they said he went radio silent with the team. So he hasn't communicated with the team on how his therapy and rehab's going on his foot. Right now he's in a little argument with the NFL. He filed a grievance because he wants to wear a special type of helmet that the NFL doesn't allow. So he's not going to practice because of that right now. It's just like a bunch of stuff that's just like, what's the point of that? Why? What's the point of arguing these things? You're making millions of dollars. The one thing, and I'm the first person to say, look, the NFL has a lot of stupid rules, but at the end of the day, if it's over a helmet thing, do your grievance, do that, but still show up to your job.
Yeah.
If I'm pissed off at my boss, I can't just not show up because I'm mad at him. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But you look at the other depth chart, Derek Carr, John Gruden doesn't even have faith in him. So why should we have faith in Derek Carr?
Yep.
John Gruden would have taken Kyler Murray if he had a chance.
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't have been surprised if they all suddenly traded up for him.
Exactly. So John Gruden doesn't love him. Why should we love him? He didn't really do that hot last year. Yeah. Their running back situation, you got Josh Jacobs. They paid him a pretty good amount for a rookie. Drafted him first round. Yeah. So that's something to be excited about. And you have Doug Martin. Doug Martin.
He's just going to be a random, get a couple carries back.
Tyrell Williams, speed dude.
Yep. J.J. Nelson, also a speed dude.
But you also have to beat Derek Carr. I said him.
Yep. And one thing that we learned about Derek Carr last year is it's good for quarterbacks to have a quick release, but he is throwing the ball out sometimes you have to hold on to it for a little bit. You have to either move around in the pocket, try to make a play last. You can't just constantly try to do slants for a whole entire game. That doesn't work. So hopefully he can figure something out. Josh Jacobs maybe gives him some kind of relief. But then, I don't know. It's just they've made some improvements with Josh Jacobs, even though I wish they had Marshawn Lynch still, and Antonio Brown, Tyro. They've made some improvements, but not enough to make them an actual threat of a team.
But their best thing off season was getting Trent Brown to help give Derek Carr more time on the edge. Yep. But think of the teams
and they paid him a lot of money.
You have to play Broncos twice. Yep. You got Chubb and Von Miller. Yep. You could be constantly switching Chubb and Miller, and the other one is going free. Yeah. Because Trent Brown will help. Yeah. At least both of them won't get free. Yeah. But then you also got Chargers. Yep. Chargers have to deal with
Nick Bosa,
Melvin Ingram.
Yep.
I mean, even KC, D Ford.
Yep. No, they traded D Ford. They got Frank Clark from Seattle.
Frank Clark.
Yeah.
all you gotta do is flip Flint Clark to the opposite side of Trent Brown.
Yeah.
I mean, then you could double team Flint Clark, but it's still going to be their other offensive linemen aren't anything to brag about.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to help, but it's a start.
Yeah.
To protect that right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
But it just in their division they have so many good pass rushers, and then on their side they don't have any really great pass rushers.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell, everyone said was such a big jump to get.
Yeah.
And he's not phenomenal. He's a good team player. He'll do work, but he's not all-star level.
Yeah, he's a stretch for the 4th overall pick. Like someone at the 4th, like they passed on Josh Allen. Don't know why you do that. They passed even Ed Oliver. Like it would have made sense if they picked Ed Oliver there. There's just a lot of people that they just passed on that just didn't make sense. Mm-hmm. Even a Devin Bush would have been a stretch too. Yeah. But even then, he's a good player that they passed on because I get he wants to make a championship mentality since he went to Clemson and whatever. But they got Jonathan Abram for the safety, provide some depth back there. They got LaMarcus Joyner was another good pickup.
That was a good pickup.
They got one that doesn't really get talked about much because he is going to be suspended the first couple games is Richie Incognito. Like he is a decent offensive. He's a good offensive lineman. He's been to the Pro Bowl most years he's been in the NFL. He has a lot of off the field issues. He's missed years out of the league because of bullying. Then he just didn't play for a year. But
he'll be solid. He'll help him out. Definitely give him. But then you got, I love it. You have Incognito. Yeah. Then you got Vonquez Perfect. I can't even say that.
Oh, I forgot they got Perfect. Yeah.
He's the guy that knocked out AB.
Yeah.
And
they got Brandon Marshall too from Denver.
Exactly. So their defense got better.
Yep.
They'll be better. But where they'll struggle is up front. O-line and D-line. It's still not perfect.
Yeah.
But they're going to be an interesting team.
Yeah.
They're going to be in headlines a lot. Gruden will be in the headlines, but
always.
If I won't go with AB, I don't think he'll be the same AB.
No, I don't think so either.
He's going to have a lesser quarterback. He has frostbite feet now.
Yeah.
And there's not enough weapons around him to draw away from the defense.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Because last year he got Juju.
Juju's way better than Tyrell Williams or who else they got?
They got Ryan Grant. They got J.J. Nelson. Marcel Aitman.
Even you have Le'Veon Bell, James Conner.
They should get Crabtree.
All those guys are way better than what the Raiders have on their offense right now. So I don't think he'll be the same guy. I think he'll have too much defense, too many things to go around, and I think AB will miss Big Ben.
Yeah, I think so too.
He's a good quarterback, and now he won't be able to get the ball. Larry Fitzgerald was so good for so many years.
Yeah.
But he wasn't an all-star because he had no one throwing the ball.
Yep.
He would have been so much better if he had a real quarterback.
No, I'm 100% with you. And I think, will they improve from the number 4 draft pick last year? For sure. They're going to be better. There's no doubt about it. You don't add 3 first-round picks and get worse. But I don't think they're enough to make – we're about to hit on, they don't have an easy schedule.
No. They have one of the hardest.
Yeah. So they start off week 1 with Denver. We, as you mentioned with Denver before, we think that's a loss. We think Denver beats them. Just the team, their defense is going to be too good for this offense. We think they get the win. We think the Broncos get the win, so that's a loss for the Raiders. What about for week 2?
Yeah, KC, easy loss.
Yep.
And then you have at Minnesota, at Indy, the next 2 weeks. Do you see them even winning either of those two?
No.
Okay. And so now you're going versus Chicago. Can they beat Chicago?
Khalil Mack's going to want to murder him.
Yeah,
I think Khalil Mack just –
a good headline.
He destroyed – I think he literally murders Derek Carr.
That'll be a good one.
I really think, I'm with you. I think they start off before their bye week in week 6. I think they start off 0-5.
Oh, yeah.
And then coming back from the bye week, this is us being homers again, but they're playing Green Bay. Our defense is going to be pretty good. We're going to be solid. I think we have the weapons to stop Antonio Brown. I don't think their defense can really stop our offense, especially being revitalized under Matt LaFleur. I don't think it's in Green Bay too. I don't think they win that game. I think they start 0-6.
Mm-hmm. And then it's at Houston. I could see them finally getting a win there, but once again, that's a toss-up. That's a tough game.
Yeah.
They'll have to steal that one.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm with you. I'm fine throwing them a win at this point just to give them a win. Because
I know I was going through this. I'm like, am I really going to make them 0-7?
If we think about it too,
no,
like
0-7. It's reality.
They could easily be 0-7, but I could see them somehow beating Denver. There's no way they beat KC.
No.
I think maybe slim chance they beat Minnesota, slim chance they beat Indy, slim chance they beat Chicago. Again, Mitchell Trubisky is always a question mark. He could lose a game for you. Green Bay, slim chance they beat us. I'd even say there's no way, but I don't want to say that. There's a slim chance. Texans, again, are probably their best bet out of the first. Actually, I say Denver's their best bet out of the first 7 games to win, but I don't think they will.
But I don't think AB is going to be back yet.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Where do you think he makes his debut? If you had to guess,
I think against Green Bay
after the bye week.
Yeah,
so he misses the first 5 games.
It depends on how serious, because I've heard it's very serious. I've read that it's not that serious. I think we have to wait like a week to see what it is, but I could see him being ready for week 1, but I could also see him not coming back till after the bye.
Cool.
So yeah, we said they'll get a win against the Texans. That might just be a pity win. I think this next game, I think they for sure win against Detroit.
In Oakland.
In Oakland. I think Detroit, again, like we said, they got Trey Flowers, Mike Daniels. They didn't do much of their offense. I think it's just overall the Raiders have more weapons than Detroit does.
Mm-hmm.
I could see in a world where Detroit gets the first pick. Top 5 pick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, next one, the Bolts, the Chargers. I think that we both have that they lose to the Chargers. We've had that in the other schedule that we looked through. I'm with you there. And then the next one, what do you have up there?
We have versus Cincinnati in Oakland. I think that's a win. Cincinnati is going to be one of the worst teams.
Yep. The AJ Green will just be coming back.
Yeah, I don't think it's really going to make a difference. The defense and offense for Cincinnati is going to struggle.
Yeah.
First-year head coach. I think that's an easy win.
Yep. No, I'm with you. Next one, Jets.
This one I struggled with.
Yeah.
I really struggled because that Jets could be halfway decent.
Mm-hmm. I think the Jets and the Raiders are a very similar team. And even I said the Broncos, throw them in there. It literally all depends on the quarterback play.
Darnold's better than Carr.
Mm-hmm.
Roby Anderson's good.
Mm-hmm. But Casey Hayward can shut him down. Or we're not on that team, so ignore him.
Yeah. And then you got Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jets are an intriguing team, but I gave the Raiders a win here.
Yeah.
This is the one game I struggled with. Same with Tennessee in 2 weeks, but first easy loss versus KC in KC.
Yeah. So we had the win against the Jets, which we said could go either way. Loss in KC. Right now we have a loss against the Tennessee Titans. I felt
bad because I put Tennessee losing to everyone else. I'm like, Tennessee's okay.
They're okay.
It's like, how many times is Tennessee going to lose versus the AFC
But let's
West?
think right now. At this point of the season, is Mariota playing?
Yes.
You don't think he's hurt?
Yes, sure.
That's the thing. He's always hurt.
Yeah.
He misses 4 or 5 games a year.
This game is in Oakland, too.
I would honestly be more comfortable saying they lose to the Jets and beat Tennessee.
All right. So we'll flip-flop that.
Yeah. I think that game being in New York,
but win versus Tennessee in Oakland.
Yeah.
Give the Oakland fans something.
Yeah. And then the next one we have against the Jaguars, you're especially high up on the Jaguars. I think they're a decent team. I think Nick Foles and Derek Carr are on the same level of quarterback.
The Oakland is just a weird team. I can't predict them.
Yeah.
It's especially, you just don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
They could be really good. They could be really bad.
Yeah. And that's the thing. A lot of this is just toss-up because this team right now, at the end, we have the record being 6-10. A couple of these games I could see maybe going their way, like against the Jets, against the Jags. They could be 8-8 for all we know. Yeah. But I don't see it higher than that.
No. So, win-loss versus Jags?
I'd say loss. Overall, I'd say loss. Okay. Yeah. I'm with you on that. Bolts, again, I say loss. I'm with you on there. You have loss. I think that I agree with that for sure. And then we have them finishing up with a win on the Broncos.
We talked about that earlier.
Yeah, we already said.
I feel like they'll get that. The one thing that the Raiders need to improve is Gruden has to show I'm flexible, I can make adjustments, and I can adapt to today's game, not just to what I did back way then.
Yep.
He has to show I can still compete in 2019.
Yep. I'm with you for sure. All right, let's look at some
fantasy-wise.
Yeah, fantasy.
AB, top player for the Raiders. Where do you pick him?
That's what I was just about to ask you.
I want you to answer first.
Where do I pick AB? I might give the same question or same answer I gave earlier. I'd have to read reports, but I'd honestly say round 2 or 3, depending on who's available.
Yeah.
If he's available in round 3, I'm taking him. I think other teams will take him in round 2.
I think early. Okay, would you be more comfortable? Say you have the end of the second round. Is that easy grab for you?
Yeah.
What about pick? Say you have a 10-team league.
Yeah.
You're drafting, I guess the 9th overall, so you would come back and you have the 12th overall pick.
No.
No?
I don't think
well,
so.
then he's not going to be there when it comes back to you.
Yeah.
Are you
That's
okay
the thing.
passing up?
I'd say end of second round.
So for you to take the gamble, he has to be there end of the second round.
Yeah. I think there's players that I'm thinking like there's players that would be valuable in the high up second round.
Yeah. Because then you would still have guys like
because Juju could still be at that 12th pick.
Oh yeah, and then
so I'd rather have Juju over Brown.
Mike Evans.
Yeah.
All right, so we got we have Mike Evans, and let's see who else I want to throw in there. Shoot, now I'm blanking.
All right, so here's a question for you. Right now, reports come out. AB's going to miss the first. He's not coming back till after the bye week.
Let's the first 5 games.
Yeah. So that report comes out. Who would you pick 4th round, Melvin Gordon or AB?
Oh, AB.
AB.
Ooh, the wide receiver position. There's so many depth.
Yeah.
If I have 1-star wide receiver, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And so if I can take a chance on AB a little bit later.
Yeah.
But running back position, it's a lot tougher to grab, so maybe I take Melvin.
Yeah.
But are the Chargers just going to say, welcome back with open arms and say, here's the workload?
Yeah.
Or is he going to have to split time? It's going to be so tough to tell, but he still is phenomenal. Maybe I don't know how it's going to work with this new team.
Yeah.
But I don't want to touch him first round.
No.
If he's there and a second, I'm happy. I'm taking him.
Yep. No, I'm with you. And then besides him, like the only other player you have it on here, the only other player I'd really look to draft is just Josh Jacobs. Gruden's he's an old school coach. They're gonna ground and pound it, and he'll get his touches.
They'll love this young new guy. Red zone touches. I don't think Doug Martin. He'll compete with Doug Martin.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, he'll take it over. And
Tyrell Williams. I'll draft him later in the draft, but
maybe.
I just don't. With Derek Carr being the quarterback, he releases the ball so much you can't really use his speed on the outside. It's pretty much open up the field for AB to open up the field for Josh Jacobs. Like it's really not. I wouldn't risk it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to our final team of this this preview. We have the winner or the leaders of the division last year, the Kansas City Chiefs. So, what are your thoughts on them right away?
They could be good. I mean, Kansas City.
Yeah.
I think they're one injury away from not being special. Or else, if they stay healthy, they're special because no one can keep up with Tyreek Hill.
No. I hope he gets hurt. No
I don't
offense.
like him. There's too many reports of just him as a person.
Yeah.
He's not anything to deal with children. I'm like, dude, why?
Yeah.
Why is there even reports about that from him? Like,
or videos of him saying to the woman that he got accused of beating in college, "You better be scared of me, bitch."
Yeah.
Like,
come on, dude.
Clearly, you're hitting her again, you piece of shit.
So, not my favorite player.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to love the guy.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was phenomenal how fast he was. But after this whole thing comes out of the person, not my guy, but he's still a football player. He's still on the field. You have to take that in consideration.
Yeah.
He is still super fast.
Super good.
Super fast.
And
one
even
can keep up with them.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes loves them.
Yeah.
And then you have the best tight end in football, Travis Kelce.
And we're
unguardable almost. So
people are always overlooking Sammy Watkins. Like, he's not what we thought coming out of college, but he's a starting caliber wide receiver. Like, he's a good receiver.
I think this is a year finally with a legit quarterback, another year in the system, and clearly the number 2 guy.
Yep.
He should, and with Tyreek Hill taking so much away, and the safeties, and Kelce taking so much away, Watkins should have one-on-one the entire game.
Yep.
He should be a very good fantasy wide receiver
Yep.
and just help. And he's a big dude too.
Yeah.
He should be something that he'll make an impact this year.
Yeah.
We hope.
And we have right there, we have Damian Williams. He came in and he did not miss a beat after Kareem Hunt left. He was one of the top backs in the last few weeks. Carlos Hyde's a very good backup. I don't think their offense really goes down much. Like, they lost Chris Conley, who's a speed guy, but I think they can replace it. They got Hardman in the draft.
Yeah.
They have a solid team. This one's the easier one to preview. Like, the big changes where they got rid of D Ford, traded him away. They got Frank Clark. They got rid of Justin Houston, let him walk. Eric Berry, they got rid of, but they got a better safety in Tyrann Mathieu. The Honey Badger is just ridiculous. He brings a bunch of ridiculous leadership to the field that's undeniable. I think this team really, their defense didn't get worse. No. Yeah, new D coordinator. They got pieces still. Like I said before,
the offense will be just so Mahomes. He's just on every different level. I hate how easy he made it look last year.
Yep.
I'm like, it should struggle.
Yep.
This was your first year really playing.
Yeah.
You should have struggled sometime. But even in the games that he lost, he never looked terrible. Yes, he had a couple games where he threw 2 picks, but he was trying to win the game.
Yeah.
He just looked phenomenal. Like, it looked so easy to him. I'm like, how does this guy go down?
Yeah.
I mean, he won't be what he was last year. That was special.
You can't.
But it's just ridiculous, this guy.
So I was reading, even if you took away 16 touchdowns, this is Matt Berry's 100 facts. If you take away 16 of his touchdowns, he's still fantasy quarterback number 1.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And so, like, I know fantasy doesn't always translate to being, well, for 16 touchdowns, you're still quarterback number 1.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty fucking impressive.
It was unreal because he can do it with his arm, he can do it with his leg. He looks like he's having so much fun out there doing it.
Yeah.
Teammates love him. I like the guy. I think he's like the next Brett Favre in my mind.
Yeah.
And I think one reason you should be concerned for KC is running back depth.
Yep.
Because they want those speed shifty guys.
Yeah.
Especially for pass catching.
Yeah.
If Damian Williams gets hurt, now you're down to Carlos Hyde.
And he's not really that.
He's not that. So
this is a team I wish got Duke Johnson.
Yeah, that would be helpful a lot. I mean, you never know. Could Zeke become available? Oh my gosh, if Zeke was on the team, or even Melvin Gordon, could he become available? Obviously, Chargers won't trade within the division. That'd be stupid.
No.
But I think that's where they could improve, is getting a little bit more depth.
Yeah.
Or a player that fits their system just a little bit more than Carlos Hyde.
Yeah. No, I'm with you for sure. And this is a team that, like, Carlos Hyde bounces around a lot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's off this team in 6 weeks.
What about LaShawn McCoy? Could he fit with what KC wants?
I think absolutely. Yeah. We work great for the screens. He's a shifty guy. Damian Williams can still be your bell cow of a back. Like, I think that'd be a perfect fit. And then Carlos Hyde, your Carlos, like, at this point, your career, he'll be the 3rd running back. But I think that'd be a great pickup for them if he gets released. I wouldn't trade for him.
No. I mean, I loved Damian Williams. He's excellent for their team. But I'm just saying, for depth-wise, you need, because they had Kareem Hunt, and then when Kareem Hunt, obviously, he had his issues.
Hating women.
Yeah. Now Damian Williams filled that role phenomenal, but he fit their system. I just think they don't have a number 2 guy that fits that system.
Yeah. No, I'm with you for sure. That's a really good point. I think it's going to be a lot of what we saw last year. I think this is going to be the easiest one to go through there.
I mean, most of these are. It's just no one else is going to be able to keep up with their offense, so it's going to be easy wins.
Yeah.
Do you just want to talk about their losses?
Yeah, we can just quickly go through it. So, beat Jacksonville, beat Oakland, beat Ravens, beat Detroit. I have beat Indy.
Yeah. I think
Indy beats them.
Sorry. They lose to Indy. I think Indy gets better. Their defense gets better. They saw them last year.
Yeah.
I like Andrew Luck. I think he can do phenomenal things. It's one of those things that I kind of put. I didn't think Kansas City is invincible.
Yeah.
And looking at their schedule, I thought they'll come off of 4 wins. I think Indy will come right at the right time. I think that's when they start getting hot a little bit more. But once again, I mean, if they beat Indy, am I going to be surprised? No.
No. That's the thing. And I think it's tough because they're coming off of one thing that we know the Oakland's not going to be great, but we know they're going to be rough.
Yeah.
Like they're going to bang you up.
Yeah.
Then they go to the Ravens, who have a ridiculous defense. They're going to bang you up. You go to Detroit, it's going to be an easy win.
Yeah.
But they also have Trey Flowers. They have Mike Daniels. They're going to come in. They're going to put some hits on you.
Yeah.
I think by the time they get to Indy, they're going to be slowing down a little bit, mainly just because they've been getting just hit on.
I love Indy's coach.
Yeah.
Frank Wright.
Where's their bye week? Am I blind?
Oh, no, I didn't put it in there. Let's click schedule. Their bye week is after week 12. So
they got a late bye week.
Yeah, they have a late one.
Not after they play that might be good though. Nice little refresh before the playoffs.
Exactly. All right, and then beat Texans, beat Denver. Once again,
this is a homer one for sure.
Homer for sure. But I'm hopeful for the Packers this year. Very hopeful.
I still give it to.
Do you think the Packers any way they could win
this game?
Yes,
I think so because I don't think they're right now. I don't think their defense is that good to where I think Rodgers could pick apart this defense.
We could keep up with them points wise.
Yeah, and I think our defense is good enough to create some turnovers. Whereas this one, you worry about Frank Clark coming in and you worry about Tyrann Mathieu.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think Rodgers is, as Madden says, a calculated gambler. So I don't think he's going to be throwing it to Matthew's side very often. So I think we can keep up with them, but it just depends.
Well, I looked through the rest of their schedule. I'm like, I don't think they're going 16-0.
No.
And I put 3 losses on them. And I thought the toughest teams they'll face is Indy, Green Bay, and then they'll face Minnesota. Minnesota's offense is not nearly as good.
Mm-hmm.
They'll win versus Tennessee, win versus Oakland, and then at New England, I think that's an easy loss.
Yeah.
I think Brady's too good, Belichick's too good, especially in Foxborough.
Yep.
Andy Reid's not going to take over Belichick yet. Belichick is going to be he has this game circled.
Yeah.
This is my team to beat. I don't care.
Could you see Belichick being Belichick and doing some voodoo shit to where he does half of his playbook for this game? So then if they see each other in the playoffs, he has a bunch of random.
Easily.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, easily. He's way too smart. They all know that's the game. The Patriots will do what they normally do.
Yeah.
Lose to Miami, who cares?
Yeah.
But then they'll skip a week and just prepare for KC for 2 weeks.
The Patriots are LeBron to where there's regular season LeBron and then there's playoff LeBron, and they're going to hold off until playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. So that Green Bay game, I know we're homers, we're from Wisconsin, but that is one game that could really see the Packers offense keeping up and shutting down Mahomes just enough
a little
to
bit.
Get
Yep. Because the thing is, our defense will put pressure on them.
And it's got so much better with addition of safety. That's where we struggle the most.
Yep.
We've got 2 safeties to help that. Pass rushing, where we struggle the most. We
have young corners who are going to be really good. Jai Alexander's good. Josh Jackson's really good. Trent Brown's been stepping it up a lot.
And our safeties could watch. Once again, Kelsey's going to tear us apart, though. We know that.
Yeah, we don't have anyone for him.
Kelsey's going to destroy us. But if Kelsey's hurt anywhere, this whole team's different.
Yeah. But we also have, and I know we're harping on this Packer game, so we'll move on from it quick, but we have 3 safeties.
Yeah.
We can have Savage or Amos or Williams just worry about Kelsey and help out Oren Burks or Blake Martinez, whoever's on him. So we'll see.
It's a toss-up. I know it's the homer, but I think there's a legit loss for them. KC's going to be good. They're going to be tough.
Yeah.
And then they finish out with 3 wins versus Denver, Chicago, Chargers, and they end the season 13-3.
I think the Bears' defense will do enough to slow them down, but their offense won't do enough to keep up with them.
And a lot of these teams, Kansas City's defense is not that good, but their offense will be so good. no one can keep up with Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
And Kelsey, it'd be hard to stop him.
Yeah. And let's say like they beat Indianapolis. I think the Chargers could win a game. They beat Green Bay. I think that Minnesota might sneak out a game or something like that. But there's just a lot of things that can happen.
All right, couple fantasy questions.
Yeah.
Obviously, we love Kelsey.
Yep.
Would you pay the price for him? Third round?
Third round? I honestly, with the one of the drafts we have coming up, I'd probably take Kelsey just because once one person takes a tight end, they all disappear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think
he's a top tight end.
He pretty much puts up wide receiver numbers, so we're like he'll consistently give you 15 points a game. So I'd probably pay the price for Kelsey.
All right. Now another price tag.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes.
No.
First round.
No. Oh no. No.
Because every draft there's going to be that one
person.
Unless you're playing with everyone who is fantasy experts.
Yeah.
There's going to be always that one guy who's taking Mahomes.
My sister's going to take Mahomes first round.
Everyone's going to take him. I mean, I would not be surprised in a lot of drafts he goes top 5.
I would be so mad.
I would not pay that price for a quarterback.
No.
Ever.
Yes. Is he ridiculously good? Yes. Should he be the first quarterback taken? Absolutely. But not in the first round or the second round. So what round do you take Mahomes in?
No, he's going to be gone first round.
Okay, but let's say he's not. What round do you take him in?
Third. I'm confident in third.
Yeah.
Because I love drafting running backs. I want my first 2 picks to be running backs.
Yeah.
If he's there third round, normally I like to grab my wide receiver then.
Yeah.
But you got to take him.
Yeah,
But I would take Kelsey third round too.
Yeah.
Because I did the whole year last year without having a real tight end. I had Trey Burton.
Yeah.
It drove me nuts.
Yeah.
So if I can get Kelsey third round this year, I think that's what I want to do.
Yep.
Tyreek Hill.
I'm not drafting him just because he's a piece of shit, but
exactly. And now you're looking at, do I draft him because he's phenomenal at football, but then he's also a piece of shit?
Yeah.
So would you draft him at all? Or is there a round where
I'm going to let somebody else. If he's there in the last round, fuck it. I'm not drafting. I can't. I can't.
You got to look at it too. Like, I would have a hard time cheering for him.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't anything to do with like allegations of beating up a young boy.
Yeah.
Like why? Like
yeah.
Why
and it's not like this is.
That?
It's not like this is the first time where this is a benefit of the doubt, or it's like AP where it was like a switch where that's just normal. Like
it was a punishment, and
his arm was broke. Far. Like he had bruises. His arm. He broke his arm.
There's
like
videos of him like punch him, like open up his hands and punch him in the chest. Like, this is a young kid.
Yeah, that's not a punishment.
Yeah, so
I wouldn't take him. Just like you said, I wouldn't be able to cheer for him. And there's other players who can fit that.
Someone
role.
else can fit. Whenever that someone takes him,
yeah,
we'll just harp on him and give him a rough time.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
and watch
if he helps someone win, I'm like, great. Not like the child beater that's helping you.
Yeah.
Take my money. I don't care.
Okay, but then here it is. What do you do? Do you take Kareem Hunt?
Yes. Because it wasn't. Gosh,
but there's literally videos of him hitting him.
I know. But it's like, I know this is going to cause so much. I feel bad saying it. But in your mind, it's adult versus a child.
Yeah.
And
they're both bad, but
it's both. I feel bad saying it's both. But like a child is so much different levels. A woman has at least a chance to defend herself.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's right at all. I don't agree with it. Oh, you should never hit a woman. But a child is such a different level. They're harmless. Like, they can't defend themselves at all.
Yeah.
Both of them are pieces of shit.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
But
absolutely. Yeah.
If I could steal Kareem Hunt, I feel bad. I say it. Maybe I regret everything. I'm not taking them. But
really, you're taking them.
Yeah,
all right, so we just went through. Right now, we have the Chiefs finishing up.
Okay, sorry. Watkins, grab. I think he's good.
Yep.
If you can't grab, you don't want to pay a price tag for any KC, but you want a piece of their pie, get Watkins or get, what's the other guy's name? The other speedy guy they drafted. It starts with H.
Hardman,
yeah. Those are 2 good guys to get.
I think
Williams could be good too.
Yeah, I think
Watkins is the best steal.
One of the tough things is right now for running back. Last thing I'll say too, Damian Williams, I think, is going to be decent, but I think he's high up on people's draft boards. And yeah, like you said, he did well in those games, but there's also a super small sample size. Yeah. So they had a whole offseason to prepare for them. So we'll see. No, I'm with you. I think my guy for that team would definitely be Watkins, just price-wise. They're better players, but they're going to go really high up. All right, so right there we just previewed the AFC West. We have the Chiefs number 1, Chargers 2, Broncos and
a little bit higher.
No, didn't we have the Raiders 6-10 and the Broncos 5-11?
Oh yeah.
So we had the Raiders and then the Broncos, but those could easily flip-flop.
Yeah, easily.
And again, every prediction we made, again, like we said multiple times, there's toss-up games in there that they could go from 13-3 to 14-2, 11-5. Like there's things that happen. But so that's our AFC West. We'll be next back time with another AFC division. We'll get all 8 divisions done before the season starts. Thanks, Trix.
All right. You guys have a good one.
Bye.